Hi, I'm Casey, and I'm looking forward to practicing with you today. We're going to have a short chair practice around the theme of connection. So, we're going to be connecting with our bodies, our minds, the chair, the space that we're in, our inner space. And I'm not going to play any music because this is a recording, and I hope that you watch this again and again. And in that case, you might want to play different music each time. So feel free to pause the video and play any music you'd like. And then I want to make sure you know that you can practice live with me and in community on Zoom. So just visit caseycarrollyoga.com for more information. And let's begin. So normally we would start in the center of the chair, rooting down, long, tall spine, feet grounded into the floor. But today, let's just go all the way back, sit all the way back in your chair, get as comfortable as you want, really rest your back on the chair, really rest your sit bones on the chair. And now ground the feet into the floor or your mat. We're going to connect to the chair today. And I'm going to lead us through it. So there's nothing that you need to do or to remember. But the theme today is connection. And the first thing we're going to connect to is our chair. And if you're having a problem getting your feet on the ground, you can always have a pillow behind you, which will push you a little forward and get your feet on the ground. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and begin by connecting with our breath. So we'll just start by noticing our natural breath. And I invite you to close your eyes if you'd like to. If you'd prefer to have maybe a soft gaze looking down towards your nose, you can do that too, whatever is comfortable for you. We've connected with the chair. Now let's connect with our breath. And then now let's begin to connect with the body. So maybe bring awareness to where your body is touching the chair first. And now bringing your awareness to where your feet are touching the floor or your mat. Maybe your hands are on your thighs, becoming aware of that feeling. And now just notice if there's any tension in the body, if you're holding in, maybe the belly is tense, maybe the shoulders are a little tense, maybe the jaw is tight, maybe your brow is furrowed, and all of these are fine. There's no judgment here about any of this, just noticing and then seeing if on your exhale you can let it all go. And if there's an intention that maybe you would like to set for the class, now would be a good time to do that. And if nothing's coming to you, that's fine too. Maybe it's just to be here and practice and connect with your chair, your breath, your body, your mind. And if you'd rather not have an intention, that's good too. Let's take 2 more breaths here, and then we'll start to make some small, gentle movements. Maybe you're wiggling your toes and your fingers, making just little movements, maybe some circles in your wrists, your ankles. Maybe your eyes start to flutter open, coming back to the room. Maybe the movements get a little bigger even. Any intuitive movement that might feel good to you. And then with your eyes open, let's begin to connect to the space that we're in now. Maybe even taking a moment to look around, noticing what you see. And what you see, you might be thinking, oh, I need to change that thing, or I was supposed to do that thing, but let's just inhale, inhale all of that, and let's exhale and let it go for now, because we can do that after class. Maybe you're also noticing things that you love about your space. Holding on to that for a moment, inhaling that in, and then letting that go. And then now let's start to bring some movement with our breath, and we'll just use our arms. So we'll just inhale our arms up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And just doing a couple of these on your own, and maybe your gaze wants to follow your arms going up and down, just remembering to breathe. And the next time you're at center, we'll take a breath here. And now let's find our foundation. Let's find our seated Tadasana. So we'll come to the center of the chair. You don't want to be too far forward, so you're leaning forward, or too far back. You'll notice when you get to the center, your tailbone kind of tucks and the spine will just lengthen on its own. And from here, let's imagine a string pulling you up to the sky from the crown of your head. And then imagine your sit bones pushing you down into the chair. Imagine your feet pushing you down into the floor. Now we have this opposite stretch. And now that we've done that, maybe the breath has shortened or even stopped. So let's bring the breath back in. There might even be tension now because we're trying to get the perfect posture. So let's release any tension. Maybe the shoulders come up and back and down. You can have your chin parallel to the ground. And we'll start to move into and connect to our torso now. So we'll go into some cat-cows, and I'm going to turn profile so you can see me. So for cow, we're going to lift the heart and chin, inhale here. And then we're going to exhale into cat. We're going to round the back, pull the belly into the spine, chin to chest. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And do a few more of these just on your own. Lengthening that breath in and out. And the next time you're back at center, we'll take a breath here. And now let's begin to connect to the neck here. So we're going to just do some gentle neck rolls. Just however big or small that's comfortable for you. We're just getting warmed up here. And then we'll switch directions when you're ready. And then the next time you're at center, we'll come back here to our Tadasana posture, and let's go ahead and warm up the wrists. So we'll put our arms out in front of us, palms up. Take your left palm out towards the front of you, and then gently press your fingers in towards your torso. noticing if your shoulders just scrunched like mine did and bringing them down. Breathing into the sensation here. And then when you're ready, you can flip your hand so the back of your hand is towards the front of the room, and then pressing that towards your torso. A couple of deep breaths here. And then we'll switch hands when you're ready. So your right hand palm goes out towards the front of the room, and then you'll take your left fingers and just gently stretch the hand back towards your torso, really getting into that forearm. If you want, you can even maybe make some movement here, coming in and out. When you're ready, flip your hand to the opposite side and just press here gently. And now that we're doing this and we're focused on our hand and our wrist, imagine that string again, pulling the crown of your head to the sky and lengthening your spine, softening the belly. And then hands can come back to your thighs, and then we'll just start to open up the side body here. So we'll just inhale the arms up, exhale your left hand to the chair, and then stretch over to the side while maintaining that sit bone on the chair. Inhale up, exhale the opposite side. Inhale up, exhale over. A couple more of these on your own. Making sure that sit bone is firm on the chair. And the next time you're at center, we'll come back to Tadasana. And we're going to go ahead and stand now. So we'll just gently come to a standing position, and we're going to do a forward fold. So what you'll want to do is have your chair in front of you with the seat facing you. You'll be about 1 foot's distance from your chair. Just take your time. Feet are hip width distance apart. Hands at heart center. Breath here. Connecting with the space you're in again, noticing how maybe there's been a change now that you're standing, noticing what you're seeing. Breathing it in and breathing it out. And now we'll come into Tadasana, standing Tadasana like we were seated. So rooting down through both feet, all 4 corners, knees can be slightly bent, tuck the tailbone, heart is lifted, chin is parallel to the floor, shoulders can come up, back, and down, arms down by your sides, palms facing forward. Take a breath here, connecting with your body, connecting with the floor or your mat. And then we'll start to come over into a forward fold. So you can have both hands on your hips and then just slowly begin to hinge forward with a flat back. And you might start to already feel the sensation in the back of your legs. Go ahead and find the chair with your hands. If that sensation is a little too much for you, you can always bend the legs. You can even start to pedal the legs out one at a time. If you'd like a little more sensation here, you can just start to bend the elbows gently and slowly. If you want, you can come to your forearms, whatever option works for you. Let's take a few breaths here. And then if you were on your forearms, let's come back to our hands here. And we're going to go into Warrior 3. So take your left toes, point them to the back with a straight leg, and then go ahead and flex your foot and lift your leg to the sky. Now what's going to happen is your hip's going to want to come out to the front of the room, but go ahead and square your hips. couple breaths here. And then we'll come back to stand in this forward fold, and we'll do this on the opposite side too. So take your opposite foot, point those toes, place them on the mat, flex that foot, lift the leg to the sky, squaring the hips. Breathing here, really connecting to your chair here. Maybe noticing the texture under your hands, what that feels like, what it looks like. And then we'll come back to our forward fold. And then we'll go into a wide leg forward fold. So just take your feet out just a little bit, whatever's comfortable for you. And then we'll fold over here too. So maybe this is where you want to stay, or maybe you want to bend those elbows again to get into a little bit more of a sensation. Maybe you want to come to your forearms. And if you're going to clasp your hands here, like I am, I clasped them the first time with my left thumb on top. So this time I'm going to clasp them with my right thumb on top, just to do something a little different. Take a breath here. And now come back up to your hands when you're ready, and we'll just gently step our feet back to our forward fold. And we'll come back to stand in Tadasana. So you can bring both hands to your hips and just hinge with a flat back up to standing. Rooting down through both feet. Tailbone is tucked, shoulders are up, back, and down. Heart is lifted. Take a breath here. And maybe even close your eyes for just a moment, recalling your intention for class if you had one. One more breath here. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them. Come to facing the front of the room again if you were facing the side. Now let's make our way back to our chair to start to wind down class. Find that Tadasana, so you're in the middle of your chair, imagining that string pulling you to the sky, your sit bones pushing down, really grounding into and connecting with the floor. Take a breath here. Maybe just noticing how you feel right now versus how you felt at the beginning of class. And then we'll do pigeon. So what we'll do is we'll take our left ankle over our right knee, and then you can have your hand on your knee and your hand on your ankle. And we're just going to gently start to fold forward, and you're going to really feel this sensation. You're going to be connecting to this sensation here in the leg and the hip, and it might be loud, and that's okay. And you can even come in and out of it if you want to. But if you'd like to, you can just completely release over your leg. And we all look different in this position, and it can feel and look different on each side for us too. I'm definitely a little different on the other side. Taking a breath, and then come up, and we'll switch to the other side. One hand on the ankle, one on the knee, just starting to hinge over. I'm already feeling that sensation in my hip, the back of my leg. So I'm going to take this one really slow, but feel free to just release over as much as is comfortable for you. Really listening to your body, connecting with your body, noticing your breath. My breath will shorten if I'm going too fast or too far into the sensation. So I'm only going to get to about right here. And I'm not going to be able to put any pressure or weight on my leg. Just going to be gentle here. So just noticing what you need. I'm noticing my henna here. I was recently on a retreat in Yosemite National Park with a bunch of women doing yoga, and we did henna. So I don't know if you can see that, but and we'll come up. Retreats are a great way to practice yoga, and you can visit my website to learn more about what I have going on. I will add that. Now we'll come into a twist and we'll take our right foot into the center, cross our left leg over. Take your left hand and hold onto the chair. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale over to the outside of your leg. Inhale to a long, tall spine. Exhale to twist and look over your left shoulder. On your next exhale, see if you can twist just a little further. And then we'll come back to center and do that on the other side. So left foot comes to the center, crossing the right leg over. Go ahead and hold onto the chair with your right hand. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale to outside of your leg. Inhale up to a long, tall spine and exhale to look over your right shoulder. Maybe noticing any tension here in the shoulders or the jaw or the belly. And if you want, you can really use your body here. So push your forearm into your knee and your knee into your forearm to get that extra twist here. Remembering to breathe. Next exhale, see if you can twist just a little further. And then we'll come back to center. Maybe bringing the knees into the chest. Doing some ankle circles here. And then the other knee. I'm hearing some cracks and pops with this ankle. And switch directions. And then we're going to come back to end the class the way that we started. So we're going to scoot all the way back into the chair, fully resting, fully connecting to the chair, to the floor. Our hands are connected to our legs. Maybe the eyes are closed or in a soft gaze. Noticing your natural breath, just connecting to your natural breath. And earlier we were becoming aware of the space outside of us, the room we're in. And now we can just become aware of the space inside. Just noticing what we're experiencing here. I'm finding that I need to lengthen my breath, drop my shoulders. And just like with the outside space, maybe you're noticing things that you love and maybe some things that are challenging for you that you need to change and work on. And we can just inhale those in and exhale them out. Take a couple of breaths here. And then just begin to find any movement here to come back to the room. whatever your body just wants to do, just let that happen. Maybe even opening your eyes if they were closed. Maybe any intuitive movement that feels good to you here. Thinking about that intention, if you had one for class, just one more time, and asking yourself, can I take this intention with me off of the chair outside of class today, into this week or this month or this year? And I just want to thank you so much for being here today. And I hope you've enjoyed this recording. And you can take live classes with me. There's going to be some information after this video. And you can always visit my website at caseycarrollyoga.com. Until next time.